Hello everyone, I'm pleasured to have the opportunity to present, and thank you being here today. My name is Xiaoting Wu. Let me introduce our group. We are Group 57, and our group members are Zhiyuan Dai, Yu Haoyuan, Hongyuan Zhang, and me. We divide our presentation into three main parts, which correspond to the three questions: background of the choosing company and its CEO leader, ethical dilemma, theoretical underpin and leadership styles of the CEO. And starting with Yu Haoyuan on the first part, followed by myself and Zhiyuan Dai on the second part, and after that by Hongyuan Zhang on the third part and the conclusion.
Part 1. The theoretical basis for the leaders. The SNEFT and ExxonMobil started a joint venture project to develop oil and gas resources in the Black Sea and the Arctic Ocean. At the beginning of the war of Russia and Ukraine, ExxonMobil decided to cancel the project and shut down production. Related to the Sakhalin Island development, ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson took a more stand in support of the Ukrainian people and in defense of their right to self-determination. From the theoretical basis of leadership, this trip by ExxonMobil is similar to the ethical leadership style. Part 2. Discussion on leadership styles. The essence of ethical leadership is the reverence that leaders portray for the rights and dignity of others. As noted by Sahal Etel, the commitment to ethical leadership, also known as moral leadership, can be identified through appropriate social responsibility policing. Through leadership policies, companies tend to enhance the positive impact of their business on society. By deciding to withdraw from the Sakhalin Island development project, ExxonMobil as a company and Tillerson as an ethical leader have shown respect for the dignity of the Ukrainian people by recognizing their right to freedom and self-determination. ExxonMobil's withdrawal from the project is expected to have a positive impact in the war. Part 3. One is analysis of leadership styles. One of the main characteristics of the ethical leadership style is that the leaders want to uphold the good wills from their words and actions. However, the nature of ethical leaders is that they are prepared to compromise their business interests in order to oppose wrongdoing. Now, it is well known that the war between Russia and Ukraine is negative for either side. Even for the world, so the Sakhalin Island development project was a lucrative opportunity for ExxonMobil. By deciding to withdraw from the project, it set an example that it would not endure Russian wrongdoing for the sake of business interests. That concludes my presentation. Thank you so much.
Okay, now I'm going to start by ethical dilemma. Rex Tillerson is an outstanding leader who has been described as a global diplomat. And in 2011, when ExxonMobil needed to expand due to dwindling reserves from overused wells, Tillerson used his outstanding diplomatic skills to establish a good relations with Russia, and it allowed ExxonMobil to drill in the Arctic. But the power and the decision of leaders, it can also create a great moral responsibility and ethical dilemma for leaders. And as far as the case in concert, Tillerson faces the two scenarios. The one is continuing the contract with Russia, and the other one is breaking the contract with Russia. I will analyze each in turn. So first, continuing to honor the contract, it would in political terms exacerbate the tensions between Russia and Ukraine. Its continued cooperation will amount to discuss the benefit to one side of the war. And secondly, the extraction and processing of oil will cause a certain amount of environmental pollution, which will exacerbate a greenhouse effect and is not conducive to protecting the environment. This brings us to the next point. If the contract is not fulfilled, the moral dilemma of non-fulfillment of contracts is divided into two aspects, economic and social. On the economic side, firstly, it would cause energy constraints for the population and thus it led to an increase in the cost of living. For ExxonMobil, the unilateral termination of the contract it would then affect the company's credibility by not fulfilling the spirit of the contract, and by not being able to recover the costs it has invested. And on the social level, it does not fulfill its social responsibility to increase tax revenues for the country and to improve the well-being of the populations. But the offer ended with ExxonMobil being unilaterally terminated by Russia. ExxonMobil's leader Rex Tillerson froze its operation in Russia after the Russian-Ukrainian conflict began, constantly seeking ways to safely withdraw from the project, and the company is trying to minimize ExxonMobil's losses. Next will be a description of the impact on the organization by Zhi Yuandai. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm so excited to have this presentation. My name is Zhi Yuandai, and I will be analyzing the case which is the contract signed between Russia and ExxonMobil was forced to terminate and the various aspects of its impact on the company. I have broken it down into following points, internal and external, as well as positive and negative impacts. First of all, I will analyze the internal impact of the termination of such a big project. I believe that after this incident, the company can use this impact to regroup internally, replan the project as well, and learn from this failure to prepare the ground for the next success. Leaders can use this experience to make full use of human skills in the next project, so that the relevant personnel of the whole project can unite and complete the work tasks efficiently. What is more, the failure of this partnership made the company to recognize from within exactly what the company needs to improve. So next time the company faces transnational cooperation, it will have certain experience to face the occurrence of similar events and deal with them more properly. The next negative impact of internal, as ExxonMobil was forced to cancel its $300 billion East Prinovozamelskaya field project in the Arctic Ocean due to the war between Russia and Ukraine. The Rosneft deal also affected ExxonMobil's 30% stake in the U.S. Gulf of Mexico, Canada, and West Texas, and there were discussions for 7 months about how to transfer the stake. Furthermore, the company was not only unable to generate revenue but also lost property as a result, ExxonMobil took a nearly $3.5 billion charge in the first quarter for exiting the Russia markets. It later said it would take a $300 million impairment loss in the third quarter. These losses are heavy for the company and need to be reflected. Now let's move on to the external aspects from an external positive point of view. The company stopped the agreement with the Russia side because of the war, out to the level of calling for an end to the war, thus gaining good social feedback and enhancing its social reputation. In addition, after the company stopped cooperating with Russia, it can focus on Europe, because Europe and Russia have also terminated the relationship of energy cooperation. ExxonMobil can take this opportunity to cooperate with European countries, where there are more opportunities and possibilities. But on the negative side, the company's withdrawal from the Russia oil exploration project resulted in a significant loss of interest and a subsequent plunge in the share price. After the termination of the project, ExxonMobil's exit was difficult, and the company could only exit Russia gradually to minimize losses. Additionally, due to the failure of the company's project, the department responsible for the project faced the departure of some of its personnel, thus reducing further losses. The departure of some of the top talents was also a major blow to the company. So, the above is my presentation of impact of the project on the ExxonMobil company. And next, please let my group member Hongyuan Zhang to make the next part of the presentation. Thank you.
I am the members of the group 57. My name is Zhang Hongyuan. I will describe how ExxonMobil is developing plans to address the similar ethical dilemmas in the future. Also, I will list the corresponding corporate management standards according to the solution theories. So firstly, in the case of the ExxonMobil and Rosneft, there are major joint oil development projects in the Arctic Ocean and the Black Sea. However, the Russian-Ukrainian war has led to a very passive situation for these corporations, and even the technical staff in the companies have been greatly affected. The ethical dilemmas is when the companies act against ethical principles to gain an advantage in the business, and it can be fatal to companies' reputation. Leaders need to take the ethical practice seriously and develop a system of fair check and balance at every levels in the business. So leaders also have to create the right corporate culture. They need to lead by the examples for their employees and the followers. In my opinions, according to the situation theories, it is that leaders set in demand employees and the management of the companies. It is because they are worried about whether their company's project can continue with the policies, and whether the companies will send them regular salaries, etc. Based on the situation theories, I suggest that Mobile can improve the market acceptance of the company. For example, the leaders setting the models that it is reliable for the employees and the companies. For example, they could look for the reliable developers. Secondly, leader can use some direct theories like the face-to-face communiques and the writing emails to talk to other employees. Thirdly, the leaders can assign different tasks by listing the strengths and the weakness of each employees. For example, they most need the commitments, and for employees, they most need the commitments and the understanding from their leaders. So the leaders can take care of their employees. So for the business management center, it is the rate in which the interrelated parts of its business are managed to achieve its objectives. So companies setting management standards can make more efficient and in the use of the resource and improve their management skills and improve the financial performance. It can improve the company's risk management and the ability to improve the company's service and products. I think it is very important to improve the Mobile's capacity and the management standards to solve the similar ethical dilemmas.
Okay, thanks very much for Hongyuan Zhang's part of the presentation. And next, I will summarize our presentation. Overall, ExxonMobil finally chose to end the oil exploration cooperation with the Russia side. Leader Rex Tillerson used ethical dilemma in decision-making leader moral appeal for peace, so stop oil cooperation. What is more, Rex's leadership style after our analysis and research is considered to be D4, which is high competence and commitment, and his decisive leadership style allowed to the company to exit this cooperation with minimal losses. I think we did not use all the theoretical knowledge in a mature way. These are all the references that we used, as you can see. So, any questions? Well, again, I will represent our group to thank you again for watching. Thank you very much.